Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, common ball striking mistakes. I'll show you the two most common ball striking mistakes I see that lead people to poor contact, etc. And I think just a clear mental picture as well as some of the drills and images will show you going to help you. I hope so. So we're talking about iron shots here, a driver you want to hit up on a little bit. Talking about fairway shots at any rate we need to hit down. About how much does a great player hit down on a mid-iron? About 4 to 8 degrees, somewhere in there. The single stroke of a second hand on a clock is 6, so it's not that much. Now, before we get into our two mistakes, which is coming in just a minute, let's have a look at why we need to hit down and a little slow-mo, then we'll get going on these two mistakes. So here's a 9-iron, the sweet spot's maybe a third of the way up the club. I need some forward shaft lean to guarantee solid contact. Anything like this, thin shots. You don't need as much with a less lofted club. This is a hybrid, but you still need a little bit. And when you are leaning the shaft forward, you're effectively hitting down. So as you watch me here with an 8-iron, a couple of points to make. You can see some weight transfer there. See my weight shifting along the line of that bunker, and you can see how I've driven the grip end of the club past the ball. In other words, I've got enough lag to get the shaft leaning forward. That facilitates a nice downward hit, and that's point number 2. Most people don't hit down enough there at the bottom. But what you'll notice, if you look at my glove through impact, it's not plunging towards the ground. It's actually very level right in there, even fractionally ascending. So it's only the weight shift and the forward lean that are giving me the downward hit. And as you'll see in this video, if you create too much downward hit early, that would be number 1 mistake. You won't be able to get enough forward lean and downward hit at the bottom, which should be number 2 mistake. So mistake number 1, the golfer creates too much of a tendency to hit down at the beginning of their downswing. Most typically, this is from coming over the top. Remember, this is directly down, progressively less and less down. When the club's coming from where it should be, side of the body on plane, it's very much brushing along the ground as it hits. So too much downward hit at the start, big problems, hard to add it at the bottom. Let's look at a couple of other common reasons. So other common reasons for getting steep: lack of coil, lack of width. If you wind well and you keep the space between your arms and your body, is probably going to help you with your playing, number 1. But that adds a certain degree of shallowness. Just picking it up, not such a good idea. Now what happens is, picture for instance an airplane coming in at that angle to land. Unless you want to pound the nose into the runway and blow up, you have to pull the nose up. You have to shallow it out to land. So what happens is the deadly sort of mistakes, the tendency to hang back, the tendency to scoop a little bit, all those things take steepness out. If you've gotten too steep here, you're either digging the club in the ground or you have to take it out. Another common one, bending the arms and shortening the arms or even straightening up a little bit. All those things are reactions usually to getting too steep. So let's see if we can tackle these issues. Now, this is not an exhaustive lesson on grip setup, some of the backswing elements and all that. That's important stuff. We have some videos on shallowing the club. But suffice it to say, if it's a reasonable setup and you've coiled and kept your width and you're in a decent position, let's talk about it here a little bit, what we can do. The main thing, again, as we touched on, over the top is the killer. Don't attack the golf ball. Don't draw in your mind, as so many people do, a straight line from top of the backswing to contact. Club should come down from the side of the body towards the back of the ball. I'm trying to apply pressure that way, not just hit the ball. Good image would be one of my little favorites. If I had a towel and I had to brush the ground in this direction, if I get the towel coming from here, now I can use my weight to chase it forward, get the brush mark over there. That's an ideal feeling here. Club down, side of the body, chase the bottom of the swing forward that way. Let's look at a couple of drills from here. So here's a favorite drill. Take a short iron. I've got an 8-iron here. Take your setup and then preset your weight. I've turned my hips a bit, but I've pushed them forward, and push your hands forward a little bit. Get the feeling for a good impact. Now notice I don't put my upper body forward. That would excessively steepen it. So hands forward, hips forward, as we saw in slow motion. Now I can apply pressure. And if I make just a little backswing, I should be able to punch it out and feel like that's the idea. Dug that fractionally into the ground, but firmness, forward lean. So again, the goal is less initial downward hit, then more downward pressure at the bottom. Let's try it with a normal. Let me feel it. Normal setup. That's the idea. There's some firmness. weights forward. Now, work on these sorts of drills here, applying pressure, forward lean, weight left, etc. If you start to dig a lot, and I dug slightly on that one, if you start to dig a lot, go back to working on things that make your swing more shallow, good width, good coil, shallow plane starting down. Keep matching these up. I think it will help you.